Well, that's not a very nice thing to say. Hello! I am Aoyolaipe, and I like to hop into top tier matches in War Thunder, and then personally kill the entire enemy team by myself. Welcome to my channel. So many people leave me comments saying my background music is so annoying and obnoxious, so for this one video, I'm going to cave to their demands, and switch to violently out of season Christmas carols. Which seems oddly fitting because today, I've decided to make a video answering all the interesting questions, comments, and concerns addressed to me from the lovely, always reasonable, never insane War Thunder community. Set to background footage of me mowing down dozens of top tier players in a row without dying. Okay, well technically rank 7 players that got snowballed. Same difference. Now, if you know War Thunder as the place where it's a routine issue for players to leak classified military secrets to win arguments, then I'm sorry to disappoint you. I covered TTA, top tier air arcade. So the craziest thing I've ever seen someone do was stalk me outside the game for 3 weeks over one single match. I mean, that's not even a crime against the state. Okay, so first up we have Some Figgy Pudding who writes, Dear Aoyolaipe, kill yourself! Whoa! Starting off strong here. Rest in urine, you bundle of sticks. I'm paraphrasing here to keep this family friendly. So what happened here was I killed a bunch of people to make 21, and then Figgy and another player came at me with a double vertical flank. I killed Figgy first and then tried to cut under the other attacker. Unsuccessfully, I should mention. And hats off to you, Mr. Mauricio Marconfi. That was a clutch gun kill.
Fatality.
Figgy took this opportunity to tell me that I was bad at the game. So I took this opportunity to pop a backup and kill him and his entire team while cackling maniacally. There we go. I know it's not exactly perfect, but going 20 to 1, well 21 to 1 if you count the overtime kill, is still respectable. During this process, Figgy said that I sucked in more ways than one and recommended I ask for a refund on my pay-to-win premium plane. I pointed out that this isn't a premium plane, it's a tech tree plane. Besides, even if it was a premium, I couldn't ask for a refund because I have a YouTube channel, so Gaijin just gives me all this stuff for free anyways. And then Figgy said, nuh-uh, because homosexual incest. So, after that battle, Figgy slid into my DMs, totally unprompted, to directly inquire as to who at Gaijin I had fellatiated in order to get free stuff. Man, you can tell that he is just dripping with projection here. I pointed out this allegation was inherently nonsensical because traveling all the way to Hungary to arrange an illicit tryst would be logistically and financially impractical. I don't mean to sell myself short, but the transaction costs alone would inevitably exceed the value of the services rendered. It would make far more sense to hire a professional that was based locally. The conversation just went south there, and I don't have time to cover it all. Next up, we have a message from G from War Thunder, who writes, Dear Aoyolaipe, would you like to do your channel's first ever ad read? And oh boy, would I! Okay, so this app is actually pretty cool. Basically, you do a bunch of simple tasks like play games or buy mac and cheese or whatever. Yes, that was an actual option, and maybe still is. I don't know, go download the app and check it. I think it was in the silver section. Anyways, once you've completed any of those tasks, you get free golden eagles. There's an absurd number of tasks, so you'll probably find something you want to do anyways. And unlike every other YouTuber, I can claim that my referral code is short and easy to remember than my channel's name. And if you go to the description, you can find all the fun and exciting links I was contractually obligated to put there. Okay, next up we have a message from Akula of VPO, who writes in all caps, Dear Aoyolaipe, I'm not Polish, I don't have any idea what Teku just said. This isn't hate mail or anything, I just thought it'd be funny to share that message completely out of context. Okay, fine, the context here is that Barteku, also of VPO, figured out that I was Aoyolaipe in disguise and wished me good luck on my grind through the French tech tree, which is very wholesome. Merry Christmas to you too. Then he decided it would be funny to falsely tell everyone that Akula was Polish, and he was right. That was pretty funny. Meanwhile, in the background, random news swore in chat and accused each other of hacking because, welcome to War Thunder. Next up, we have another comment from my dear friends over at VPO. And as a reminder, VPO is sub-squadrons not named VPO. Itra and Naja are the main ones. Manuel Ivan of Itra writes, Dear Aoyolaipe, you can't kill the entire enemy team by yourself. With that Gripen, you are currently flying on Mountain Ridge. Okay, you mean that team right over there, the one that's directly in front of us right now? Sure, no problem, buddy. Poof, it's gone. Glad I could sort out the misunderstanding for you. Okay, technically we did lose that match, but as Manuel's officers explain every time they try to recruit me, he's not actually allowed to shoot at other VPO players. This is the same reason I had to turn down the good player who tried to recruit me after I blackjacked some poor team with a Grippin. If you're unfamiliar, VPO and good are these two big squadrons that are in this like never-ending gang war with each other. It's kind of funny to be honest, but it's also a story for a whole other video. But I'll admit it, I'm just not skilled enough to kill VPO players 7-ish times in a row solo without dying, and simultaneously cap all of the objectives. I can only do one of those two things at a time, and I'm not a magician. So yes, if the enemy team has VPO players on it, and Manuel and his merry men don't feel like playing the objective, then yes, that is a problem. I get into the same argument with good players sometimes as well about whose job it is to play the objective. I'll be like, cap the objective, and they'll be like, you do it, and I'll be like, but I'm capping all of the players, and okay, to be fair, I didn't quite cap all of the players that time. There's one left, and oh, never mind, got him. Player. And the reaction, of course, is to try to recruit me again. No, thank you, but we need you to fight VPO. That sounds like a you problem. Well, you know what? We don't need you anyways. I assure you, the feeling is mutual. I mean, what are they gonna do? Put me on all their kill lists? They already did that. Man, I really gotta make my Grippin video before the next update, because remember, the Grippin hungers. The Grippin hungers for GE for War Thunder. Yeah, I hope you folks over at GE for War Thunder don't mind, but I went ahead and killed this team for you. It's my way of saying welcome to the Ayoyolaipe cinematic universe. So next up we have another message from Manuel Ivan Avitra, who writes, Dear Ayoyolaipe, but kill the team! Yeah, so he still uses that same line from time to time, but now he only says it after I've been stopped, not before. That was a smart change. If you're wondering what the backstory here is, Manuel was in that video. You know the one. Oh no, he's out for blood! Manuel's out for blood! Consequences of my actions chasing me right now! Okay, but actually, Manuel's a pretty chill guy, but this whole thing was just too funny not to include. There's like a half dozen players in GTA where if I have like some really wacky, dirty new idea, and I manage to get it to work against any of them, then I know it will work against anyone else. Manuel's on that list, he's really good. You know what, let's get another rager in. Arcadis of Hunt U writes, Dear Ayoyolaipe, you are garbage because I managed to kill you after someone else shot off your tail for me. And it's true, I did die. To an A10 player, no less. This happens every few months when something goes horribly wrong, but I still managed to kill most of his team first, so I just responded to all of his comments by saying scoreboard over and over again. Arcadis then said that my Thunder skill sucks. Counterpoint, you can't look me up on Thunder skill, I play with incognito mode on, so you don't know my name. Arcadis then said he found my Thunder skill by searching for my Squadron. Counterpoint, I'm not in a Squadron. The Ayoyolaipe customer service department has now closed your ticket. Please have a nice day. And I'm not gonna lie, my Thunder skill is lower than I thought it would be. But then again, it only seems to be tracking mostly rank 5 and lower planes in arcade that I haven't touched in like 2 years, and I never thought I was any good with them, but apparently I'm excellent. You learn something new every day. Next up we have a message from Mr. Name Redacted, who writes, Dear Ayoyolaipe, you just went on an 18 kill streak, but I have a higher score than you, so you suck. But I do have to agree, all things considered, that was a pretty lame 18 kill streak. The other two I went on tonight were way cooler. And also, a few minutes after that conversation ended, I filmed the background footage for this video. Side note, I know War Thunder is a really competitive game and emotions can run high. So if someone says something regrettable in the heat of the moment, I will black out their name, but I'll still include the comment if it's funny. I generally only make fun of people directly when they've either said or done something really absurd or atrocious, or they've doubled down on something stupid after I've told them I have a YouTube channel. There's a difference between being toxic and being frustrated. For example, the guy who said I was nothing without the MiG-21S, he was toxic. The guy who said I was nothing without AAA cover, he was toxic. The guy who said I was nothing without the F-16C, he was just frustrated. Next up, we have a message from Norman Rogerson, who writes, Dear Ayoyolaipe, you are funny. I don't care if you might be cherry-picking your games. That dude stalking outside the game was a great story. Hey, we have another nice comment. The last one of this video, in fact. That cherry-picking thing is actually really interesting because it's actually sorta true. Killing like 20 people in a row in a top-tier match in War Thunder by yourself is extremely difficult, and it requires a lot of focus and effort and yada yada yada, and most of the time, I just don't bother. Almost every video I make is planned in advance. I need to get totally in the zone, and then I'll have like 90 minutes of rampage in me before I start to run out of steam. I do that once or twice a week, and I wind up with more footage than I could ever edit. So I'll just cherry pick the most interesting nutty kill streaks from, the rampage times to make into videos. The rest of the time I'm playing this game, I'm just casually screwing around. I'll usually still do well, but I'm not Superman. In fact, according to this guy, I'm barely even Batman. Like, I don't understand how people can reach top tier in this game and not have a sense of humor. Like, how do you stay sane during the grind? People who prioritize always winning over always having fun in this game tend to be pretty miserable people, both literally and figuratively. Just ask Figgy. Still, it's always strange when I go like 15-2 or whatever while just chilling out, and someone is like, whoa, that's nuts, and I'm like, wait, it is? Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, I have a really warped perspective on this. As for that crazy stalker dude, I was actually out hunting for teams when I filmed that, but most of the time at mid-range trolls, I'm just playing casually. So, for me at least, meeting someone completely insufferable tends to focus the mind. So, it's actually much easier for me to play well if I'm fighting a total douchebag. So, what generally happens is I'm screwing around and look like an easy mark, some troll decides to pick a fight with me. The spite the troll naturally induces helps me focus, and 10 minutes later I'm like, hey man, you were just talking about all your skills. What happened? Where'd you go? Where'd your team go? Oh, that's right. I just killed it. That's what happened to Figgy earlier. If you want to see a crystal clear example of that, go rewatch the Hep Aragorn video, which is the funniest video I've ever made. That's the one where I defeated a guy by killing his entire team while he chased me. You can tell the exact moment, it's about 4 minutes in, where I decided I was just done with this guy and very abruptly went from 0 to 100. I'll link that video in the top right in just a second when this video ends. So in the background footage for this video, as you can see, the enemy team has stopped respawning, so I'm just gonna quickly fast forward through that. And hey look, I got a 26-0 match. That was close, I almost ran out of gas. Anyways, if you subscribe and ring the bell, you won't need to remember how to spell AOLIPay next time you want to watch one of my videos.